it's all I know. So once again, I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. Yeah, yeah. Once again, I'm gone with the summer. They be trying to count us out, we highly endowed. They must not know what's at stake, what we fighting about. This tradition to a wordsmith, the missile shooter. I'm an automatic sniper, I bet this will do you. I give reason and ether to all the line soldiers. I'm undefeated, my region remains on my shoulders. I've cried nights, that's only because of highlights. I find life and know when I'm playing mine right. Wicked crimes from them wanna-be crime. Try to lead me to the deep where I might cunningly drown. At times I thought they got me where they wanted me now. But like the sun, I rise up when I don't wanna be down in this. I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time. You went and made your wave. I don't need reasons to live. There's no reason to quit, it's all I know. So once again, I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. They ain't never been eye to eye with Satan in the broad daylight. Gone left while they all sway right. A true maverick, unbothered by what y'all made right. A naysayer slayer, I'm filleting all daylight. Yeah, we in that upside down, I manage not to sink. They keep our eyes wide shut, I manage not to blink. Another decade or maybe they not faking. Maybe it's more to it, maybe we got taken advantage of. Either way, the damage is done. The bottom feeders get to eat all them glamorous crumbs. Where all them seekers of truth, the speakers of the youth. We come and go with the summers, keep believing in you. I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time. You went and made your wave. I don't need reasons to live. There's no reason to quit, it's all I know. So once again, I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. Yeah, yeah. Once again, I'm gone with the summer.
Welcome back. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. This is the beginning of our weekly recaps of the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you missed it, I was on Grace Report's channel for our weekly collab. We are back, the Dream Team. I just love saying that because that's the real Dream Team. When Yolanda said it on Beverly Hills, we were like, girl. All right. Yes, I am officially wearing my candy corn beanie. I got this from a TikToker. I will get the name for you guys. I can't think of the name at the present moment, but I will get the name to you and I'll post it in the description. Okay. Candy corn. I love candy corn. I'll eat it during this season till I'm sick and then I won't eat it for the rest of the year. A mess. But yes, earlier today, I was live with Layla Lynn and Grace Report recapping it for our weekly recap, which will be every Monday on our channels. We'll be switching out on our channels. This week, it was Grace Report. Next week, it'll be Layla Lynn. And then it'll be my week. All right, so check out that video if you haven't checked it out. But of course, members only, if you're a member of the channel, we are doing a members only live chat. However, anyone can watch this video. Anyone can share in the comments after the live your thoughts. Also, members will be the first to get the call-in link in a little bit to call in and share your thoughts on Potomac. But those of you watching on YouTube, be sure to vote how you would rate this premiere episode for season 7 of Potomac, okay? Replay crew, let me know where you're watching from, what you thought of the episode, and how you would rate it. Everyone watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, I appreciate you all being here. Be a part of the conversation. I will be checking to see what you guys are saying. Julia's watching, Sertina's watching, Karen's watching, Jennifer's watching, Nadi's watching, people watching from Staten Island, people watching from Chicago, Maryland's in the building, and people are watching behind the scenes on backstage on TikTok. Thank you all for being here. So a couple of things before we begin. Prayers to Nene and her son Brent. She just broke her silence on her Instagram, talking about what really happened with her son. TMZ broke the story earlier today in regards to her son having a heart attack and stroke. Well, she's gone on her social media. I posted it here on YouTube as well, so you can check it out there, and I posted it in the live chat. She breaks her silence and lets us know an update on him. Apparently, this happened about 2.5 weeks ago. He's still having difficulty with his speech. Right now, they're just trying to figure out how this happened. He's only 23 years old. So prayers to Brent during this time. Sidebar, I will get to you on the Cynthia Bailey situation. I've been seeing the murmurs of the Cynthia Bailey situation for, it feels like more than a couple of weeks. Damn, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate in Canada. All right. And happy Indigenous Peoples Day here in the United States. Okay. Shout out to that. Look how far we have come. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day here in the United States. Happy Thanksgiving to our Canadian community. You guys go hard for me as well. I appreciate you all so very much. I hope you're enjoying your holiday, reflecting, and doing all the things and rejuvenating. We also had a full moon last night in Aries. We talk these things here. If you're new, welcome. All right. Shout out to my moderators, guys. Don't forget to say hello to our moderators and thank you to our moderators for being here. This is going to be our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. This is where you're able to really share more of your thoughts. If you watched me on Grace Report, you really already heard a lot of my thoughts. So I'm not going to make this live more about my thoughts. Okay. It's going to be more about what you guys think. Okay. So, season 7 premiered last night of The Real Housewives of Potomac, and we watched it together on TikTok as well. So, I had my initial thoughts last night, and then after watching it again today, I have a little bit of a different thought, or different thoughts. Here's the thing. I said in a tweet, and I really do try to come in and have an open mind. I may twerk on the fence. However, guys, for all of you that think this is CNN and I'm not allowed to have an opinion, go somewhere. This is commentary. If I wanted to be Team Candace or Team Ashley, I can be because this is commentary. You're biased. Of course I'm biased, fool. It's an opinion. It's a review. I mean, I twerk on the fence. I try to see both sides of the situation. But remember, it's a review. As we begin this new season of Potomac, I want this to be fun. If people start making it not fun, which the Bravo universe has a tendency to do, I will stop talking about it. But no, we're gonna set the groundwork. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season. So I decided to come into this new season of Potomac with fresh eyes. However, it's going to be hard to forget some of the things that we've seen over the last 6 seasons. Okay? It's going to be hard. But I have to say, during my recap with Grace and Layla, I really had an open mind for everyone. All right, let's start at the top. I'm not going to waste your time because we will be live again at 5:30 for our Married to Medicine recap. It's these next few weeks until Married to Medicine's over. It's going to be a little challenging, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. All right. All right. So the episode is called Spring Awakening, and these producers, the editors, were having and I get it, because when I edit my own videos, sometimes if I have the time and I'm really inspired, like I will go in on some of the things that I include in my video. These editors had such a good time with this first episode. The amount of flowers and dark and gloom and rain, the amount of editing that they did with that, I was like, you are very dramatic today. Very dramatic, producers and editors. All right. But it's not lost on me. The cherry blossoms, the beautiful cherry blossoms, we have our 4 OGs that are still a part of this franchise meet up together. Do I believe that Karen and Giselle are over their frenemy situation? No. And you can definitely see that they're trying. At first, in early seasons, I felt like okay, they didn't like each other, but it felt natural. Oh no. In season 7, it feels like they are trying to be around each other. And look, you will remind me, well, they've said some really terrible things to each other. Things change. Things change. So the 4 OGs meet up together, but before they meet up together, Karen and Giselle, because you know Giselle was in full producer mode this episode. I mean, she usually is in. And she's already talking about Ashley and talking about Ashley's divorce. If someone comes to you and tells you about their divorce, do you start to talking about it and revealing it to the rest of the group? But she's very transparent once Ashley comes. I was telling the girls about your divorce. And now a lot of people are speculating, is this really a divorce? However, Giselle, if you're going to be a bone carrier, I need you to put your elephant brain on. Because the amount of misinformation, the fake news that she was spreading in this group, saying that Karen said this, and then when they rolled the tape, well, Karen didn't say it exactly like that. She says, Mia's way of communicating is a little different. The whole divorce situation, you didn't carry that bone very accurately either. Because clearly, Ashley said, I have to be legally separated for a year before I can actually file for divorce. And some states are like that. And Virginia has to be, is one of those states. Ashley says this. But at the beginning of this season, they open it up that Ashley is legally separated and she is heading for divorce. But they don't believe it because they're like, you're going to buy a house with him? You're going to put it in an LLC? We keep thinking that Ashley is dumb because the way she likes to play dumb on this show. But I don't believe that Ashley is dumb. No, she's not dumb. Look at all the moves that she's taken to get as far as she's gotten. She's been in this marriage. She's secured 2 babies. She's outlived. Look, outlived. Not outlived. She's outlived this prenup, so she would get half, but she wouldn't reveal to us what exactly half of what. And there's been all kinds of numbers thrown around. I know we love to Google schmoogle, but a lot of times when we Google schmoogle people's net worth, it really isn't even accurate, what we see online about people's net worth. But I do believe that Michael Darby has a lot of money. But I believe that Michael Darby is also in on this storyline for Ashley. I think Michael Darby is done with being on this show. So he will play along for this season and for next season, because you know this divorce could take a couple of years. Ashley's not dumb. And a lot of you said that you were bored with Ashley the last couple of seasons because, you know, she became a mom. She wasn't really getting in the muck. So Ashley's like, oh, really? I'll raise you a divorce. Okay? So the OGs are together and they're actually having a good time versus the first premiere that we had last season where it was a fight. It was a fight. All right. So they talk about Ashley's divorce, but they also talk about Mia's social media post. And we can rely on Giselle carrying this bone so that there's actually someone asking the question. Because some of you have said this too. When we reported on Mia taking to social media talking about her cancer scare, and that's what I'm going to call it, a cancer scare, because I believe we found out that she didn't have cancer. I'm different. I don't share a lot on social media. But I know outside of reality TV, outside of these celebrities, a lot of you share some stuff on social media. I'm like, why are you sharing this? Because you want attention? And then and this is exactly what Giselle and the rest of the group feels that Mia's doing. She's going on social media and sharing this information because she wants some attention. Or maybe she's scared. Who knows? I felt for her, and she did get a lot of attention. She did get a lot of press. And then it worked. But Giselle, at the end of this episode saying, so what are you giving? Cancer, no cancer? Was cringy. It was almost as cringy as Lisa Rinna on Beverly Hills saying, oh, if I don't talk about this, I could get cancer and die. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as that. You guys will let me know. But it's bad, especially when we know that there are people that have lived or living with cancer, have died of cancer, or struggling with cancer, or just really got this diagnosis. So the lack of sympathy, the lack of empathy for Mia because I would tread lightly with this one. But this is why producers love Giselle. She's not going to tread lightly. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. I don't want to be a dead horse, okay? Speaking of Ashley in this relationship, so Ashley revealed something interesting in her conversation with the ladies. She talked about how, originally she told Michael she's not into getting into the threesomes and doing any of that stuff anymore. So apparently, we've talked about this over the years. Their relationship was unconventional. There's a lot of y'all with unconventional relationships. No judgment. No judgment. No judgment over here. Other people might be judging. So she says that recently there was a woman that was interested, but she's just like, no, when I said to Michael, I don't want to do that anymore, I didn't mean temporarily, but he thinks that it was temporary. So she says that they're no longer sexually compatible.
How you doing?
She says that they're no longer sexually compatible. I mean, we could have told you that a long time ago. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Our weekly recap has returned. Be sure to like this video. It's an easy and free way of not just supporting my channel, but also other channels that talk about Real Housewives, reality TV, and the Real Housewives of Potomac, or pop culture news, as you know we cover here on the channel. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Wow, we already have almost 900 people in the building, guys. Don't forget to share the video as well. And be sure to check out the newest episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, on your favorite podcast platform. We're talking about a whole different area. That's what we love about the podcast. It's a whole different conversation that we're having there, more about Vedic astrology. All right. So apparently Ashley and Michael are divorcing, but she's going to buy a house first, and they're going to buy it through an LLC. I'm still waiting to understand the logic in doing this, but maybe this is their way of coming to some sort of agreement in the end of their marriage. I mean, they got 2 kids together. I don't think any of Michael's other ex-wives have come out of the woodwork talking about he's been a bad husband, he didn't take care of his children. Because he was married before, right? I know he has kids, older kids. And technically she's saying that she would get half. But she also reveals that she doesn't know what her daily cost of living is because Michael pays for everything. I don't know if I believe that 100% either. I believe Michael pays for everything. But remember, she also gets a Bravo check. That's probably her fun money check. And that's a big fun money check. Just saying. All right. We're going to move on. Candace. All right. Candace. So, okay, I didn't talk about these confessional looks, but the confessional looks this season are horrendous, okay? This woman right here, she just will never get it right. And according to Dr. Wendy in an interview, she says the sad part about this is not like Giselle's doing this intentionally. It's that she's trying, and this is what we're getting from her trying. This is what we're getting from her trying? All right. But then Candace dragged Giselle for this confessional look, and then we got that look from Candace, with the braids and stuff. I was like, oh, Candace, this is not the look. But then she makes up for it in her green ensemble. I was like, oh, now I like that look. Okay, but maybe she's going for the deep space, because she's working on the deluxe version of her album, Deep Space. Speaking of Candace, all right. Well, I always have to say, Dr. Wendy Asefo looks really great in her confessional. So does Robin. Robin looks really good in her confessional too. I like the mixing of the red, blonde that she has going on in the confessional, and I like the green outfit that she had. Beautiful woman. We've always said that. We don't know what's going on with her storyline in this marriage, but beautiful woman. All right. So, look at me. I'm being good. But this, I have to say, there will be moments. There will be moments where I have to just confront. Okay. So Candace I'm guessing her storyline this season is going to be her freezing her embryos, eggs journey, which rightfully so, because Layla revealed to us that doctors say you should be freezing your eggs at the age of 35. That's the best time to do it, and that's how old she is right now. But part of me doesn't believe that Candace really wants to have children. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think society makes women feel like there's something wrong. If Candace was to come out and says, I don't want to have children, that people would judge her harshly. And you probably would. But I feel like it's her storyline this season. And I honestly don't think that Chris would be upset if they decided not to have children, because he already has 3 kids, right? But one of the issues that Candace is concerned about, because this whole freezing of the eggs journey, it has to be consistent. You can't miss a week. You have to follow the rules of this for it to work. And she's concerned because of his new schedule. He's no longer working from home. He's now working at a restaurant at the Hotel Washington. Okay? But I've known people that work in the food industry and people that are chefs, and I wasn't surprised that he's coming home at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's normal. That's completely normal. So, but it's a big struggle for Candace. She's like, your schedule is not working for what we're trying to do. But I'm so glad that I rewatched this scene between Candace and Chris in the car. And I tweeted this earlier, and Chris replied to me. Leave me alone, Chris. I got to be able to talk about you people without you paying attention. Whatever. I'm still going to say what I want to say. So Chris and Candace say in that moment that they're hungry. And you already know how I can relate. You already know. I can relate to this. That to me was the foreshadow of this fight. But here's the thing. I never like it when Chris and Candace fight. I actually really get secondhand cringeworthiness, because I don't know if you've ever been in front of a couple fighting. I have, and I'm always like, I never liked fighting, period. I didn't like fighting as a kid. I don't like fighting now in front of me. And I'm like, watching them, because they I don't know, something about the way that they argue, it just makes me very uncomfortable, even sitting at my own home and it's not in front of me. Okay? But then I paid attention to where Chris says, I'm hungry, and he's frustrated because of how hungry he is. Candace says that she's hungry, but she's not frustrated. But I think, Candace, you don't realize that you might be a little hangry, but you're hungry. And I think that's part of the reason why that argument popped off the way that it popped off. Because they were hangry. So callers, I have not eaten. And I have a live right after this. No, I have eaten. I even made a breakfast this morning. I was like, not gonna catch me out here looking like Chris and Candace. But I like to eat regularly. I'm ready for my next meal. So I want to be able to eat something before Married to Medicine. I'm being very transparent. Oh, goodness. So that fight was uncomfortable, but I think this is going to be their storyline this season. Her freezing her eggs, his schedule, and of course, Giselle and Ashley talking about Chris's flirtation. I also saw that Candace retweeted someone that said, did you guys notice how Giselle almost broke her neck to greet Chris at the party? I rewatched the scene and I was like, she didn't really break her neck to go, she likes him. I think they like each other. But Candace also says that Giselle and Chris have always had this flirtation and she's never thought anything of it. Because he's not trying to get, Candace sometimes just goes too far. And she was talking about all what's going, okay, we're not going to even go there. I'm not going to repeat what she said. All right. I'm very excited about this next sponsor. All right, let's go. This video is sponsored by Scentbird. So you guys know any sponsors that we bring here to the channel, I have to feel connected to it. I have to feel like our audience is going to be connected to this sponsor. So I'm really excited about this collaboration with Scentbird. First of all, let me tell you something. As a kid, one of my favorite things to do was to collect, remember those little scent samples that people would give you? Look, I didn't grow up with a lot, so having my own sort of smell good cologne was my favorite thing to do. And then I had to think to myself, not too long ago, in corporate America, I still would save samples of colognes and things like that. Like, oh, one day I'm gonna get one of these colognes. So when Scentbird reached out to collaborate, I said, say less, because I have heard about them for years. And I'm so excited to bring them to you and into your life, because smelling good also helps you feel good. And let's be honest, it's cuffing season, so you need to smell good to find that special person in your life. So what exactly is Scentbird? So Scentbird is a subscription service that's only $17 a month, where you're able to get some of your favorite brands like Versace, Prada, Burberry, and so many others. So they sent me some of my favorites. So let's take a look at what exactly they sent us. So before we get into the packaging, first of all, Scentbird sends you a 30-day supply, so you're able to try out some of your favorite brands before you decide on getting a big bottle. I wish I had this as a kid, just saying. I wish I had this as a young adult. I wish I had this in my 20s. Anyways, so let's take a look at what I got this month. First of all, Dolce & Gabbana, the one for men. We've got Michel Germain, Paris, Sexual Noir. Cuffing season, I keep telling you. Prada, Luna Rosa. All right. Versace, Dylan Blue Pour Homme. All right, you already know me in the pronunciations. All right. Burberry Brit for men. All right, enough of this. So, okay, just take a look at the packaging of this. High quality. You know, I'm a little, uppity. All right, so it's very easy to use. Okay, lock, open, and then oh my God. I have so many options right now, but I can't tell you which ones. Oh, wait. The Sexual Noir might be my fave, y'all. So let me tell you what's in it. This is how they describe the Sexual Noir. They said mysterious, European, sexy. Sexual Noir tempts and captivates with a European, daring, masculine charisma. Okay, so bergamot is in it, cardamom, lavender, and sweet tobacco, and tonka bean are in this scent. I love this one. This might be my new favorite. But here's the thing, they have perfumes, they have colognes, and they have unisex options as well. This Dolce & Gabbana, the one for men, this is also another fave, but I could see women also loving this one as well. All right, so some of what's in this one, amber's in this one, tobacco, who knew? Ginger, grapefruit, and cardamom. Guys, don't forget, you can get all of this as well with Scentbird with their subscription service, but don't forget to use the discount code KEMPIRE for 55% off of your first month. For more details, be sure to check out the description of this video so that you can get your subscription service with Scentbird. Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. I am in love with these colognes, and I'm looking forward to wearing them during cuffing season. For more information, be sure to check out the description. Once again, thanks to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the links in the description box and use my code KEMPIRE to get 55% off of your first month. Oh. Thank you to Scentbird, guys. More information is available in the description of this video. Even if you're watching on Facebook, you can also find the information there as well. Thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Back to this. All right. You already had that commercial. All right. Robin and Charisse. Charisse is back, y'all. You remember Charisse, the OG Charisse? All right. What was her nickname again? I can't think of the nickname, her rap name. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. And shout out to everyone becoming members of the channel. We appreciate you guys. If you would like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for becoming a member. All right. So Charisse and Robin meet up, and Robin has known Charisse a long time. And this is part of the reason why I think that Potomac is people are gravitating towards Potomac because there are genuine connections with these people. And there have been genuine connections with these people for a very long time. And I know that Charisse has wanted to come back for a very long time, maybe because Monique is gone. That's why she's able to come back. And I'm kind of, look, does anyone miss Monique? Because I know after last season, a lot of people were missing Monique, but then you saw her in Love and Marriage DC, and then you were like, but I actually like seeing Charisse back. And I like her in this capacity. Do I want her as a full-time housewife? I don't know. But she came back to, to mess some stuff up. Charisse is back to mess some stuff up. And she looked like she's coming back for her flute. And it looks like her target's going to be Karen Huger. I'm okay with Charisse coming back, though, as a friend of. I'm not sure. Maybe by the end of the season, I'll feel differently, whether she should come back as a full-time or at all. But I like the fact that she's known Robin and these ladies for years. The reason why Robin and Giselle are friends is because of Charisse bringing them together. According to Robin, she feels like Charisse, it really is the grand dame. Okay, technically, by terminology, maybe she is, because she was the nucleus that brought all these ladies together. However, Karen Huger wears it better. Did y'all see that recent photo of Karen Huger showing off her bootay? I said, Miss Huger, if you're nasty. All right, let me focus. Let me focus. So they have a conversation. She's giving an update on her life. She's got new boobs. She's dating. She also revealed in regards to her divorce from that coach, that man that we never got to see. She reveals that she had to spend like $500,000 for her divorce attorney, and he had to pay like $1 million for his divorce attorney. And she said maybe if they had a prenup, they could have avoided all that. No, you still would have paid a lot for an attorney, no matter what. Look at Kanye and the man we don't speak of. I don't speak of Kanye anymore. I'm done with him. The man we don't speak of. Look at that divorce. They're still spending millions of dollars, and they had a prenup. So a prenup doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to spend the money. But Robin says that she would like to get a prenup with Juan. She had a prenup before with him. She's not sure how he's going to feel about her bringing it up, but she is the breadwinner now because, those hats are selling. And she gets paid pretty decently on Potomac. I mean, they're not making what ladies were making back in the day, but they're bringing in the numbers. So I know they've gotten some hefty raises. So she's making some money, and of all the other things that she's doing, is she still flipping houses? I'm asking. I'm not being shady. Anyways, no. So I was really surprised. I don't know if you were surprised when Robin said she doesn't believe that Juan deserves half. And then Charisse was like, well, do you think in my divorce I didn't deserve half? And she was like, no, I don't think you deserved half. And I have to disagree with Robin. And I get where Charisse is coming from. Because Robin's mentality, maybe because we saw how Robin was last season when it came to the kids being home during the pandemic. She was still sleeping in the bed. However, being a stay-at-home mom, I thought we got over realizing that that's still a job. And that's a job you can't take off from. And remember, for Charisse, her ex-husband was away most of the time. So she really had those kids 24/7. So she deserved more than half. But I get it. There will be a lot of men specifically that will agree with Robin. But Robin, the prenup storyline, the producer's asking, so do you want to get married? And then she's like, what was the question? You know what the question is. You know what the question is, Robin. So, look, we've talked about Robin in this storyline. We also did a separate story talking about Robin filing for her marriage license finally. She has to use it reportedly by February. And this all happened after they stopped filming. Then we did a separate story about Juan Dixon liking and following a lot of big booty Instagram models. I know, sounds familiar? Eddie Asefo. I did a whole video talking about that, and some of you were like, what's wrong with liking and following booty models? Nothing. But when you have a situation where your man has cheated on you before, admittedly, right? He's admitted to it. Cheated on you before, and the DMV streets have been talking and have been in my DMs, Juan. But they've said good things, Juan. Look at you. So we had that story in regards to that. So the signs are that this is not a real relationship, and we've said this countless times that we don't believe that this is a real relationship. We feel like it's for television, and Juan will do anything because that's still the mother of his children. And then not Giselle dropping the tea that her name is the only name on the house. And then some of you said, is it because he got bad credit? Damn. I don't think that's what it is. I really think it's in her name because this is not a real relationship. Damn, I was trying to be nice to Robin this week. But Robin, I can't help. This is what you've given us in this episode. You want a prenup. You're not sure if you want to marry this man. You've been engaged for like 3 years. And then the producers giving us a timeline of every season of what's going on and what's not happened in this relationship. Fresh eyes. I can't help what they've shown me in this new episode. I can't help what they've shown me in this episode. My gosh. My golly. Look, my golly gosh. Nora on Facebook says, how dare Robin after losing all of Juan's money? Okay, let's not put this all on Robin. That whole situation where they lost their money because of their friend, their late friend, I believe that was a both of them decision. Both of them held responsibility for that. So let's not put that all on Robin. All right, we'll move on from Robin. Let's move on to Mia. So Mia has moved into a new house. She is one of the rare cast members that actually lives in Potomac. Her and Karen, she lives down the street from Karen. Beautiful home. She's also renting it, but she made a $65,000 renovation investment into this property. How do you guys feel about that? Here's the thing. If you have $65,000 to invest in a rental, go ahead. I strongly believe even if you're renting a home, maybe financially it doesn't make sense to some people because it's not going towards your own mortgage. So why would you invest that amount of time? Well, or time and money. Well, I also have to say it's still your home. Even if you're thinking you're going to stay there for a year, if we've learned anything from the pandemic, it's important to make your home feel like your home, even if you are renting it. So if she has $65,000 to blow away, why not? It's a nice home. So Karen comes over with Ray, and I have to say, I have fallen in love with Ray Huger. Like in the early seasons, we didn't really get a lot of personality from him, but in these last few seasons, he just makes me key. Karen too. Karen got her situation lifted, Tiff and Fee. All right, so she's gotten that lifted. Apparently Ray doesn't like it. He likes it for himself. He doesn't like what other people are reacting to it. Okay. So Mia first of all, I didn't realize how much Mia looks like her mom until this episode. It's like, oh, damn, they really do look alike. So her mom is still in her life. Her mom is very concerned because of what Mia posted on social media and what's going on with the biopsy and everything like that. All right. So they talk about that. And the rest of her family is also there. As you know, if you missed it, I did a separate story talking about Mia getting pushed, her and Gordon getting pushed out of their business. But remember last season, she made it seem like she's the owner of all of this. Doesn't make it impossible for people to push you out. Okay. We also did a separate story talking about the downfall yesterday, a story talking about Mia and her friendship with Jacqueline, who we saw a couple of times on this episode, falling apart. And like they weren't for TV friends. They were real friends. That's so sad to me. That's sad to me. That your real friend, that says to me you guys probably were never really friends. It was very like a superficial friendship. Because for the show hasn't even aired yet, and this friendship has fallen apart. So much so yesterday, and I did a separate video talking about this, Mia posted a video of Jacqueline getting into a physical altercation with her husband, I believe it is. Like, why? And then, of course, Candace was in the comment section. Dr. Wendy revealed in the comment section, oh, well, you can't be able to talk throwing drinks at me and hitting me with your purse multiple times. We didn't know about that. Maybe we'll see that this season. I don't want to see that. But Mia, keep your hands to yourself and stop going on social media trying to blast your friend. If she was ever your friend, why are you blasting her on social media? We hadn't even seen the episode yet, and we barely saw Jacqueline. But we did get to see her a couple of times. And we also got to see Escala. Escala, I hope you don't take it personal when I say that we don't want to speak of you anymore. I just think you're not great for reality TV. I still think you're a beautiful woman. Woo, woo, woo. Beautiful, great fashions. Beautiful gowns. May Aretha rest in peace. Beautiful woman. Just doesn't click. Okay? All right, we'll move on. So Mia and Karen discussed her social media post, and she talked about what the ladies are saying about it. And Karen, very much like Karen, is like, I just want to be there for you. I just want to see if there's anything that you need. And Mia's like, no, I don't really need anything. You know, right now we're just figuring out what this is. Okay? All right. I'm skimming over this, guys, just because I want to give you guys an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts. We've already been live. Oh, my gosh. 40-something minutes. All right, let me move on. All right, and you're not that interested in Mia. Dr. Wendy Asefo. So Dr. Wendy Asefo is back. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but she's back. And she meets with Peter Thomas. Peter Thomas, remember Cynthia Bailey? Oh, for the love of Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband, who we were introduced to on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We just saw him on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But we knew that Peter Thomas was going to make an appearance this season because we saw pictures of the ladies at his Miami restaurant. So he will be back this season. This is great promo for Peter. Peter has been in the restaurant and club business for years. I'm not a Peter stan. I'm just pointing out the obvious, y'all. And a lot of people like to dog him and say bar none. But if you know the history of any restaurateur, they've opened and closed so many restaurants. Some of your biggest restaurateurs here in New York City just closed restaurants because of COVID and things like that. But he literally had all those restaurants that he's opened since he's been on Atlanta are still open. From what and he's opened other ones. So of course, Dr. Wendy's going to go to him to start her own restaurant that's going to have books and children. No. Peter Thomas was like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And he talks about the investment. She's going to have to, she'll get 20% of this restaurant. Because I know some of you are like, why is she not getting 50% if this is going to be her restaurant? Because she knows nothing about the restaurant business or lounge business. All right? He has the wealth of experience, but she also needs to come up with $300,000, according to Peter. Do you guys think this is going to be successful? I actually think it will be. First of all, you're going to be able to do it on this show. Okay, so if she owns 20% of the business, and look, I know some of you think, oh, Bravo's going to get a cut of this. They can, and they have in the past, especially if you start a business on a show. But depending on your attorneys, if you have a good attorney, you could get out of that. Just saying, I don't know if Wendy's going to get out of this. So if she's getting 20%, that means Bravo might be getting at least 5? At least? So she's not getting 20% fully. So she has a conversation with Peter about this restaurant. She has her own ideas, but she doesn't want to tell Eddie because this is going to be her thing. Okay. let me tell you some side tea, because, I'm glad I pay attention to the blogs. To the blogs. So, Giselle, as you know, there were rumors that Giselle and Peter were a thing. She's denied that. She believes that another housewife put this out there to distract from her own flirtation with Peter Thomas. And then we get the scene with Dr. Wendy Asefo. And as we saw later in the episode, Giselle still does not see it for Dr. Wendy. Let me say thank you. We got a couple of super chats, guys. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Belicious, thank you so much for the super chat. Belicious says, love the commercial, Kemp. Thank you, Belicious. Thank you. And thank you to our sponsor, Scentbird. Deja, thank you for the super chat. Deja says, if only we could use Scentbird for La Dame. Right? Karen. I mean, I'm not going to wear it, but I mean, y'all said it smells like, never mind. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. All right. All right. Foxy says, but Wendy's married, I think. No, Wendy is married. Wendy is married. All right. We're going to move on from Wendy because there's just much more to unpack. But if you are a Royal Court member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you first on the backstage because I can't be here much longer. We still have a Married to Medicine recap at 5:30. And I want to eat in between. Look, eat in between. Just saying. All right? All right. So if you are a Royal Court member, I'm dropping the call-in link on the community tab on YouTube. All right? And Team Kempire members, I'll be dropping the call-in link shortly thereafter for you. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. I see you guys as well. Yes, I am wearing a candy corn beanie. Okay? Tis the season. All right? Tis the season. And I'll post the link to the Etsy shop that I got it from. I forgot. A lot going on today, as you can already tell. All right? And those of you who are watching on Facebook, you can also become a member of the Kempire Daily YouTube channel at teamkempire.com/join. And for all the links in regards to the podcast, the House of Kempire, our merch store, head on over to teamkempire.com/links. The merch store's link is houseofkempire.com. You can get all the merch. And I will be at BravoCon, so if you see me, say hello. Okay? All right. I will probably be wearing a mask. I'm not playing. Look. Okay. Back to this. All right. Ashley goes to visit her mom and Uncle Lump and his wife. And they're talking about this divorce. And I know a lot of you don't believe in this divorce. I believe it is a storyline. When I first heard about the legal separation, we had one of the exclusives about this legal separation. I was like, oh, wow. But I believed it. But now seeing it play out in this first episode, I don't know if I believe it. I won't believe it until it actually happens. I won't believe it until it actually happens. But Uncle Lump, who is the voice of reason, not even Ashley's mom. Okay, Ashley's mom. But here's the thing. And you guys say this happens. I'm going to move on. Because I'm going to respect moms. Okay? I just want to point out what you're already thinking. Okay? So Uncle Lump says, I don't like the how this is sounding, Ashley. Now you're going to form another business with this man and you're trying to divorce this man? You need to get a lawyer. So Uncle Lump is not here for these reindeer games. And that's when we find out the update in regards to her getting half because she's outlived this prenup. Okay, their prenup is for 5 years. Well, now she technically would be entitled to half, but she won't reveal what half of what is. Okay? All right, moving on. Giselle and her daughters. It will never get old for me. Her daughters dragging her. And some of you get so sensitive. I'm being overly dramatic when I say dragging. Obviously, they love their mom. Calm down. Look, calm down. But them being shady towards their mom and her fashion, I was like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But as we all can see, these young ladies are becoming older. And that was probably the most emotional that we've seen Giselle get in her confessional was talking about her girls getting older. Giselle, just be vulnerable. You're on reality TV. People would probably love you even more. We don't need you boo-hooing all the time, but just let the tears fall. As Iyanla would say, there's more room out here than there is in there. Let them fall. You love your girls. That's okay. Also, what does she call her home again? I don't remember what she calls her home. It doesn't matter. Okay, good for you, Giselle. It's not how I would do my home, but good for you. Apparently, though, it's in a very expensive area in the DMV. But, okay. All right. So Giselle is also, okay. So in the opening scene, they were expecting this invitation to her spring fling, Karen's spring fling, to be as dramatic as she always does. So at first, she wasn't going to do anything but sing in that moment. But later, she sends them a box of tacos and tequilas, but literal, like real tacos. At one point, one of the twins is like, can you close that box? It stinks. Oh, damn. Giselle, Karen. Ew. Look, ew. All right. So Giselle's trying to figure out what she's going to wear. Here's the thing. I don't know what Giselle decided to wear or what you guys thought of that. It's the hair for me. Like, the wigs aren't terrible, but it looks like she's wearing a wig. And so many of you rock wigs all the time and you can never tell. Giselle, you have a lot of money. And you got a hairstylist. I could have said if you were doing it yourself. What is happening? I'm just asking. All right, I'm just asking. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to Karen's spring fling, and then we're going to take some callers. We already have such a long line. A lot of you want to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, but callers, again, short and shady. Please be mindful. There are people waiting behind you. Let's not go through every scene. I want you to talk about the most pressing thing. As I've said before, I'm not trying to be hateful or rude. However, be respectful of everyone's time and my own, because we also are going to be live from Married to Medicine as well. But if people run too long, I'm just going to cut off the callers, and then we just won't get to everyone. Just saying, okay? So keep that in mind. Be brief. All right. So Karen's spring event, which we will continue next week, and Katie, remember Katie, another OG, will be returning. But in this particular episode, we get Ascala make an appearance, the girl we never speak of, but we'll speak of her because she's not an official friend of. We also get Jacqueline, who is an official friend of. But the moment that stood out to me, first of all, the ladies are, Giselle is forever producing in the moment. She is bringing up all the things. She's bringing up Ashley's divorce. She's bringing up Mia's post on social media. She's also bringing up Robin being the only name on her house. Candace is really happy that Ashley's getting a divorce. Damn, she really does not like Michael Darby, which makes me believe that she knows a lot more about what's going on than we do, but we know a lot too, and that's enough for us to be excited for them divorcing. But she seems like now she feels like she can embrace a friendship with Ashley, which I find to be interesting. Do you guys want to see this friendship? I just like seeing them have a good time, because I actually think that Ashley and Candace have really great personalities for reality TV. And if they come together, I can see that being entertaining for us. Okay, selfish reasons, okay? Thank you, IB. IB says, hold on. Let me post this up because this is important. IB says, please respect Kemp's boundaries. It could be helpful to write your thoughts. Write down your thoughts. Thank you, IB. I love our long timers. Our long timers be in here letting you guys know. Okay. All right. So all of that is brought up at this Karen Huger's spring fling. All right. We didn't get to see Charisse yet. Next week, we'll see Charisse. Quite a few people made appearances at this spring fling, which was kind of nice. It's kind of nice to see this. All right. All right. So Ashley says in this scene that she's found a house and they put an offer in, and they're so this is part of the reason why people are like, what is happening here? But she also said that she had a coochie craving.
How you doing?
What? So she ends up sleeping with Michael? So people are like, is this divorce real or are you just lying? But in all fairness, because here I go twerking on the fence. In all fairness, when you've broken up with someone, let's be honest, have you ended up sleeping with them again? Even though you've broken up? You know, that little gray period? I haven't. I'm just saying, I've heard so many people say that they have. All right? And they're married and they're still in the same house together. It's not surprising to me. All right. So she talks about that. She talks about having a coochie craving, whatever. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just saying. Okay. So we have that. Candace is ready to throw a divorce party for Ashley. She's excited about this news. And then Wendy arrives and she's like, oh, there's Giselle. I'm going to go say hello. And then she goes to hug Giselle, and Giselle's like, oh, no touching. No touching. I'm good. And I appreciate that energy because I appreciate Dr. Wendy Asefo understanding the assignment, moving on and moving forward. But what she could have done in that moment was just be like, I know we have beef. Let's have a side conversation when you have time. Let's do lunch. Instead of jumping right in. Giselle was like, I haven't seen you since the reunion. She didn't say that, but that's the energy she gave. I appreciated that moment because to me it was funny. It was funny. And then Mia arrives. And this is when we have that cringy moment where Giselle says, oh, what are you giving? No cancer, cancer. What? And then Mia is taken aback by this whole conversation about her social media post because she's like, well, Karen agreed. And Karen was like, I didn't agree. I said, see, Karen couldn't remember. Look, I get it, Karen. We cannot, can't remember everything. But Karen, they had the videotape. She was like, her way of doing things is different. It's different. Okay? I wouldn't do it, but so many of you share so much on social media that I'm like, why are you sharing this on social media? Unless you are trying to, get help, that's a different thing. And then Mia is like, what? So Mia's ready to get activated in this moment. And that's how they end the scene. Next week, we will explore deeper into what happens between Giselle and Mia and her attention-seeking ways. Mia, I have to say, though, based on your behavior, especially recently, it is giving that attention-seeking. Would I have said it to you after you posted about possibly having cancer? Nope. But this is why Giselle is Giselle. All right. Enough of my review. Enough of my review and my thoughts on Potomac. I'm ready to hear what you guys have to say. Live chat, replay crew, and those of you that are on the callers list. Let me switch this out. Hold on. There we go. All right. We're going to start taking callers. Let me drop the call-in link for our Team Kempire members. If you're a Team Kempire member or would like to become one, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. The call-in link has been dropped on the community tab on YouTube. All right. And we have, how many people we got in the building? We have over 1,200 people here for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. Here's the thing. Not that this is factual. I have to say, when we review Atlanta, because you guys like to take away from Atlanta and say that Atlanta is not that girl. But when we review Atlanta, we got almost 2,000 people in the building. I'm just saying, have the ratings come out for Potomac yet? Let me take a look. Hold on. Look, let me take a look. Have the ratings come out for Potomac yet? Let me take a look. Let me just see if our friends over at TVDs have posted their ratings yet. No, nothing yet. Maybe during Tuesday Takeover, we'll talk about it. Don't forget, tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, is our weekly Tuesday Takeover where we cover reality TV news, and pop culture news. A lot of stuff to unpack tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, let me just say thank you, and we'll start getting to some callers. Majid, thank you so much for the super chat. Majid says, I like how Giselle goes for everybody. Pow, 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 pow. Okay, this is what Beverly Hills should be. No alliances. She even threw her own friend. We found out that Robin's name is the only name on this house. Damn. Not your own friend throwing you under the bus. Just saying. Okay. All right, let's get to some callers. Because I see you callers are waiting patiently. Again, callers, short and shady. The most pressing thing that you want to talk about. Remember, there are people waiting behind you that have thoughts, okay? All right, let me bring up the first caller, which is Miss Brooklyn. Well, no, sorry, Brooklyn Star, because there is a Miss Brooklyn Diamond. So what's going on, Brooklyn Star?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm going to try to make it very quick because I have a lot of opinions. I think Candace doesn't realize who her husband is. She's married to a guy who works a 9 to 5, but she wants him to pull boss moves. No, he reports to somebody. He has to work. And I think she wants a different kind of guy. Like she's putting all this pressure on him. And every season, this man is looking more and more sad. Like he's not looking happy. And I don't like the way she talks to him. It's kind of like degrading. He's a 9 to 5 guy. Like it's crazy. Everything about Giselle is tragic except her children. That house was tragic. Her wigs with no part is tragic. It was so distracting last night that she is wearing these cheap wigs. These are really cheap wigs. These are like the Usher board wigs. These are ridiculous. And I don't think her hairstylist has a license. We've seen him from season 1 and get every season. It's horrible. I didn't like Robin, the way she was talking about Juan, because I think her name is on the house because I think in their past life, everything was in his name and he took the hit financially and credit-wise for everything that they lost, even though it was her friend. That person was her friend that robbed them of their fortune, and he's never attacked her for it on TV. And I felt the way she was disrespecting him was a little sad. Like, you know, I think all that should have been exposed because we've always saw Juan working. He's always worked, even though we could tell he wasn't always happy. He's always been working. I don't think you should kick him like that. And Ashley's posting up, I don't think it's what we think it is. On Watch What Happened Live, she admitted that she didn't read some kind of fine line. Michael's been here on Earth forever. I doubt he is going to let Ashley get the best of him. Okay, I really think Ashley's gassing us up. I think she's getting that house so she can. That house is probably going to be put in her children's names eventually or something so she can have a place to live. But I don't think the number she's making it seem she's going to get is what she's going to get. She'll be comfortable. That's why she has those 2 small kids as collateral. But she's not getting what she thinks she's getting.
I agree with that so much.
Yeah, but that's about it. But I think Wendy looked good in her confessionals in real life with her husband. Wendy looks good from head to toe. Everybody else, their confessionals, Karen's 2-tone, the bun was one color.
Talk about that. Oh, Karen.
I was like, she's going back. She's regressing. I'm like, what's going on? Your wigs was looking good.
Yeah.
That it was so awful, and all their confessionals was bad except for Wendy. Everything was not cute. I don't know what's going on, but that's about it. Okay. But I liked the episode last night. And I'm Giselle with Wendy. I can't be fake. Get away from me. Like, that's so fake. Yeah, but that's it. Oh, and you didn't talk about one last thing. I'm so sorry. I think Giselle got the idea of Chris and her DMs from Ashley because Ashley was trying to insinuate that Chris was DMing her late at night.
Yeah, but that hasn't come up yet, so that's why we haven't talked about it yet.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, that's been on social media, but yeah, it hasn't officially been on the episode yet. But we're going to talk about it. Thank you, Brooklyn Star.
Have a good day. I'll see you at 5.
Yes. 5:30. Don't rush my life. 5:30. Let me get through these calls. All right. Danielle's backstage. We're going to bring her up. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there.
What's going on?
Okay. Quick. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to try to be quick as possible. Giselle. I was okay with the house. I kind of saw the vision originally. I love the fact that the girl's dragging her. I'm glad the house is over. I wish she hadn't done the house because the girls are getting ready to leave, which is why I feel like she's so sad about it, because once those girls leave, it will really show her that she's single and by herself. And that's why she keeps getting so emotional. You know, I'm totally team Green Eye Bandit, but let's call a spade a spade. And if Giselle can speak the truth, I can speak her truth. Giselle is upset because she's going to be lonely once those girls leave the nest. And I think that's it. But the idea of the house, I thought it was, I felt like I saw the vision. I need Ashley, and I need everyone else to call Ashley out on this. Ashley was the same person dragging Rob in season 1 and 2 when she found out Robin and Juan were divorced and living together. So Ashley ain't got much to talk. Now, I did Google Schmoogle and say, what are the benefits of putting your house in an LLC? And there are several different articles that say it's not a bad thing. So as I'm listening to her, I really thought she was like doing this for the kids, to protect them, protect her, so she'll always have a place. But I still think that this is Michael trying to control her, because smart side of Ashley is trying to look at houses that she can afford without him. Michael is trying to make her get a house that he can afford. So the smart side of Ashley needs to listen to her gut and go get a townhouse out in Tacoma Park. They even have townhouses in Potomac. She can get out of Virginia, go get a townhouse, and she needs to get something that she can afford without him. I don't know why she can't wrap her mind around why she can't pay bills when she used to pay her mother's bills. Like, you're not new to paying bills, Ashley, even though Michael might pay them. Give me a break. This whole thing with Jacqueline and Mia, this is my thought with that. In that video that you reported on, Jacqueline's husband says, I'm recording you with my phone. So if he's recording with his phone, how did Mia get it unless he shared it with Mia, or he shared it with Jacqueline and Jacqueline? I think this is all about to get Jacqueline on the show. I don't think anything
She already
else,
is on the show.
No, meaning a seat on the show, not a friend of. I think this is the way to show that she has drama. And Mia's like, oh, because, you know, Mia speaks, or she does her social media with her speaking spell, which is outdated. So speaking spells don't exist anymore. So that's why Mia's stuff don't never land. But I think that she thought that she was because we got to go in our kids' toy box and put our Mia thinking hats on so we can process stuff like Mia. Mia thought that she was helping someone else who might be going through DV. And she's like, oh, well, if I post Jacqueline just to get on the show, and I might be helping someone else. That's why she put the 800 number and all that other stuff. Same thing with the whole breast cancer scare. I went through the exact same thing that Mia went through. I was 15 years old, couldn't play the rest of the season in basketball because I had to have the lumps removed, only for them to do the research and find out it wasn't cancer. It's the way Mia words things that throws us off. Same thing with Jacqueline. The thing she posted about Jacqueline, she made it seem like it's more than what it is, even though it was pretty deep. And the same thing with her breast cancer. It's how she words. She needs to upgrade her speaking spell to an Apple phone or something and start using social media with Siri. Even Alexa can help her better. Speaking spells are from the 70s and 80s, and Mia's stuck there. We need her to stop, and see you later.
All right. Thanks, Danielle. Everyone learn from Brooklyn Star and Danielle. Don't be as long as them. Okay? Short and shady. Anyone else that's along, callers that are waiting, blame the people before you, because I won't be taking all the callers. Just saying, if you're not short and shady. All right, Nia, I'm going to bring you up for a short and shady comment. We're not going through the entire episode.
Yes, I already have my notes, okay?
All right, come on, Nia.
Okay, so yes, I wanted to point it out. My uncle is a chef, so I do know that when they come home, it varies. When I used to go to my aunt's house over the summer, he used to come back home like 2:00. When you work in a hotel, it varies. You have people there they're all types of night, and there's people that you have to help depending on the W. That's a very well-known hotel, and I'm pretty sure they have people in that presidential suites that want food to all type of hours in the night. Okay, my second point. Wendy shouldn't be surprised about Giselle's response to her. I honestly, when I seen Wendy go up to her, I was like, Wendy, I got secondhand embarrassment from that. I was like, why would you do that to yourself? And this is people's complaint with Wendy. It's just like, Wendy, stay in your, like, if you say you don't like somebody, you never talk to them, stay in that. Like, don't, like, twerk on a fence. Like, say you don't like her, keep it that way. You guys don't have to be friendly or nothing like that. We all know you guys don't like each other, and that works out fine. Third point, I am not happy to see Cherise. I could see Robin loves her a lot. I get it, whatever. I never found her entertaining. She always, even with that divorce with her husband before, everything was so secretive. Everything was so secretive. It was just like, oh, if she had money or she did it. And it looked like her tea about her dating all these people were coming out. And then she was trying to use Karen as something to deflect from her. I don't like Charisse. I always think of her as a shady person. I'm not happy to see her, and I don't see what she can give to the show. I'm going to be honest, because she's not as messy as the other girls. Like Candace said in the past, she is a geriatric lady, so not to be mean or nothing like that, but like she comes for people, but she doesn't give anything. My last point. Okay. The Giselle comment to Mia was crazy. Now, what Mia? I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, okay, her first season was a mess. A mess. We all know that. I was like, I'm going to hear her out for this season to see how everything went. That whole thing that happened between Jacqueline, I'm starting to believe what Danielle said before. I do feel like it is a way to get her on because I don't see how you guys can go from her being such besties to all of a sudden you posting up violence and this and that. And I feel like what she said about Mia being a fake boss, after all that came out about Mia and her losing her thing, I just find that too coincidental. Not believing it. I like everything Mia says is like with a grain of salt, unfortunately. But that's all I have to say.
All right, Nia, thank you so much for calling in. All right. We're going to get to some more callers, guys. Don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but also other channels that recap the Real Housewives of Potomac, or talk about pop culture news. Be sure to check out everything that you may have missed over the weekend in regards to pop culture news. There was something else that I had to mention that I didn't mention. What was it? I don't remember. Hopefully I'll remember before the end of the live. Okay, let's go bring up Cottoman for a short and shady comment. What's going on, Cottoman?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
Okay, so I'm gonna talk just about like Wendy if I have time. But anyways, I don't know, it's just her doing with business with Peter. I don't know if that's gonna go very well. Although I've only watched Real Housewives hither and there. I just know by clips. But I'm just kind of like, this sounds really weird. And then also people were bringing up on Twitter and then also on Facebook that like Wendy just seems kind of isolated. Like she seems like she's not friends with anybody, and I am curious to why. I don't know why, but I'm just so curious why she can't stand Mia. I'm starting to realize why, because every time Mia talks, it seems disingenuous. So I'm just kind of on that. And then also with Candace, I don't mean to be funny. I don't like how she speaks to her husband. I have a soft spot for her because she's funny, and also it's just I can kind of see where she's coming from in regards to her mother. But on the other hand, I'm like, dude, can you stop talking to your husband like that? And then when it comes to Ashley, I feel like she's playing stupid. I think she knows what she's doing. She's just playing really stupid in regards to getting a house. And I think she's doing this mainly for a storyline because the last 2 seasons she's been getting pregnant and having 2 babies. I honestly just think this is for show. But I am curious to how Wendy is. I'm sorry, Wendy was funny when she asked, "Who's this woman talking?" to like Jacqueline. I was like, "Oh my God, Wendy, stop!" But anyways, I hope you have a good day, and
Thank you.
hope everyone else has a good day too.
You too. Take care, Cottoman. All right, I'm trying to get to all the callers, y'all. All right, but like I said, if you're long-winded, blame the caller before you. Okay, just saying. Okay. All right. Let me bring up Miss Brooklyn Diamond next. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn Diamond?
Hey, how you doing? Just really quick. Chris and Candace give me very much Dr. Scott and Contessa vibes. I don't see any love in that marriage. I don't see any connection. It's just, to me, the vibes I get from them are 2 people who are just together because we dated this long. We said we were going to do this. We went and got married on television. We got to make this work. I don't see any type of affection between the 2 of them. I just really don't see it. Actually, I see more with Contessa and Scott than I do with Candace and Chris. They don't smile, laugh, or anything. Every scene with them, it's just flat. There's nothing. There's no passion. Nothing is there. My second thing is on the Mia situation. Everybody has taken what Mia said and read or heard what they interpret it to be, and not exactly what she said. She said she had a cancer scare, and I can understand that because when my oldest daughter was born premature, and she had to have a blood transfusion before the age of 1. At the age of 2, she had one of the lymph nodes behind one of her ears had swollen, and it became something like a tumor. They did a test and they found, quote unquote, cancerous cells. She had to have the lymph node removed. So as a mother or anybody, you hear cancerous cells, it's, oh my God, I've got cancer. Oh my God, what's going on? They removed it, did tests, and it came back negative that they didn't have cancer, but there were cells, there was an anomaly. Long and short of it was, it seems that the blood transfusion triggered something, and that it may have been from the blood that the cancerous cells came from, and the lymph nodes being part of your immune system had caught them. And so it kind of made a tumor out of it.
Okay.
To isolate it. I still don't quite, all these years later, don't quite understand, but it was 6 to 9 months of testing and retesting and testing and retesting and experiment that we went through till it was like, okay, no, your child is cancer free. So when she was saying, you know, you don't understand the tests and everything I went through, I understand that. And as for the social media thing, listen, people are sharing everything. I'm a dinosaur. I'm an old head. I keep my business to myself. I don't put shit on, pardon me. I don't put stuff on social media, but everybody puts, you know, I went to the bathroom today on social media. So it is what it is. It really is what it is.
Okay. Miss Brooklyn Diamond, per usual, thank you so much for your call. I mean, all right, let me not add any. Let me get to everybody. Let me try and get to everybody. Okay. Shantae, I'm going to bring you up with a short and shady comment. What's going on, Shantae?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Happy Monday.
Me too.
So I'm being a little messy, and I'm on the MLS looking at the tax records, and I'm seeing that there was a refi on a certain property, and perhaps that's why there's no maybe selling of that one, and they're doing the LLC and buying it in the LLC. So that perhaps maybe later, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but I know one thing that people do when they buy under LLC, they're usually investors, developers, and they'll buy that property and they'll try to improve on it, flip it basically for profit. So it is possible that that's one of the things that they may be doing. But I'm looking at this property where they live now, and both their names are on it. So it's just not, you know, the conventional thing to just, you know, do the regular thing and sell it, which probably 2 years ago would have been a good thing to do. But moving on from that. Oh, and another thing, a lot of real estate attorneys and divorce attorneys will even tell you, if you own a property before you're married, it's probably not a good idea to put your spouse's name on the title. But like I said, these two particular individuals I'm speaking of own it together. So who knows what happens? Maybe she got put on after the fact. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. As for Mia and that situation, who else would have given her that audio but her friend Jacqueline? I don't think she got it from Jacqueline's husband. And I think Mia did the wrong and messy thing and turned around and shared it for whatever this falling out may be with them. I don't know what it is. But as much as I'm Team Mia, that is extremely messy on her part, because that is indeed a domestic violence situation. And she had no business posting that. That's not for us to know. She should have let them work that out and keep that between the two of them. But I'm not here for people coming for her in her semantics and how she worded that post. She made it clear it was a cancer scare. If somebody's calling you or emailing you and telling you, go to the Johns Hopkins Cancer Center, as faithful, as positive as you're going to try to be, me personally, I would be a little scared. They didn't say, go get this taken out or go to the emergency room and get some medicine. They said, go to the cancer center. Your mind is going to get to going immediately. The fact that she has a platform like the Real Housewives on Bravo, her sharing that at the very least could have given at least one person the means to go and probably get detected early and possibly save their lives. So I'm not going to come for Mia like that. I'm not going to do her like that. Good point. And everybody needs to stop raking her across the coals.
Okay. All right, Shantae. Thank you for calling.
Dr. Wendy.
No, we got to cut you off, Shantae. There's a long line of people. Got to go. But we appreciate you calling.
My bad. Okay. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. See what I'm talking about? I tell you guys, I warn you guys that there are people waiting and you still run on. No. All right? Short and shady. Or I'm just going to take, this is going to be the last caller. But I'm not going to do that to everybody. We have 5 more people. Guys, you're just joining us. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We are taking callers. And I like taking the callers, guys, but I can't sit here for 4 or 5 hours taking callers. I would love to, but my bladder ain't set up that way. But also, we have a Married to Medicine recap coming up at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, so I want to get into that as well. All right, Judgy Justice, I'm going to bring you up for a short and shady comment. What's going on, Judgy Justice?
Hey, so I really wanted to just speak on the Wendy and Peter situation. That's kind of my focus,
Okay.
and also Candace and her husband. Starting with Wendy. Wendy, I think that for as intelligent and as educated as she be making dumb choices. Why would you want to go into business with Peter? This is just clout. You are part of AKA that has thousands of chapters with hundreds of thousands of women that would spin circles around Peter with the business efforts and intellects that they have. So when she keeps going to the wrong people, it just screams to me storyline. Because there's no way I'm going to Peter for help. Or if she says Peter came to me, well, Peter came to you. You tell Peter no, leave me alone. I'm married. That's what you say to Peter. So I think it's just clout. And also for Candace and her husband, she needs to get over it. The hotel that he is at is a well-established hotel. It was recently bought last year and was rebranded as the Hotel Washington, and I was there 3 weekends ago. Fabulous.
Okay.
And it's like for a regular suite, it's $500 up to the President's Suite, $3,000 a night. So, like, girl, shut up and let him get his coin. And the food there's good. So if he was back there that night, thank you, Chris.
You know. All right, thank you, Judgy Justice. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've heard Chris can cook, especially when our folk like when you cooking. I mean, you can cook. I'm just saying. All right. And let me say thank you. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. Nia says, also having a house under an LLC has great tax benefits. People do it all the time in Florida. Yeah. I mean, I've been talking about this with friends recently too. Like, I get it. There is, but I'm just questioning the motive and intention behind Ashley Darby doing it. I just feel like Ashley Darby does not give us the 100% truth. She's just a little bit better at masking it than like a Mia. Mia, we're like, you're a liar. Stop lying. She gets caught out there. All right, let me get to the callers. All right. All right, these are going to be the last callers. Don't try and call in now. All right. We got Scarlett backstage. We got Juan, and we got Adrian. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no. So we got Juan back twice. But so we have 3 callers. This will be it, guys. We will be live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern for our Married to Medicine recap. This will be our Monday schedule for the next few weeks until Married to Medicine's done. And then we will move Potomac to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So turn on your notifications. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed on all the platforms because you're getting a different experience on all of our platforms. Follow me on Twitter at TheKempire. TikTok, I see you guys backstage. Thank you so much for being here. You like my candy corn hat? Thank you. Be sure to follow me there at TheKempire because my tweets are very different than sometimes what I'm talking about here. And sometimes I'm talking about other shows that I don't talk about here. All right, let's move on. The Scarlet Apostate, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Scarlet?
Hey, Kempire.
How are you?
I'm so good, thank you. I'm so happy to talk with you. Like back in May, my boyfriend had his birthday, and I gave him your cameo, and it was the best present I could ever give to him. So thank you. Just want to let everyone know if he has time that Kempire will give you a cameo. Okay.
Thank you for the promo. I didn't even pay Scarlett for this. Yeah, I'm on Cameo, y'all.
It was great.
Thank you.
Okay, so short and shady. The one thing about Chris and Candace that I really love is that it is cringy. Like, they give you that reality, right? It is. It's awkward. It's always awkward, but I love it. That's part of the reality TV that I kind of miss. Those genuine moments, and we rarely get them. So when I can get it, I'll take it. And then lastly, I don't know if anyone else caught this, but when Chris and Candace went into the spring fling and you see Chris and Giselle kind of talking, when he walks away, and it was like a quick second, his face got really funny, like it scrunched up. And I literally said out loud, like, what was that about? And it it could be two things. Either it was offensive or defensive. So if it was defensive, I was thinking, have you have you ever had like your friend or your girlfriend or boyfriend, but anyway, their partner try to hit on you, right? And knowingly, unknowingly, but they try to hit on you and you reject it. You know what? No need to talk about it. I handled it, right? And the next time that you see their partner, they may be a bit hostile because of the rejection. You just have to look at it again. Or it could be offensively where he might know, maybe he did reach out to her, right? And maybe he knows she's going to make it a bigger thing. So I don't know. It was a weird look. Like they greeted, hugged, that he turned around and it was just his face scrunched up. And I was like,
Okay.
So that's it. Love you, love the community, and have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Wow. Again, keep in mind though, what we're watching is edited. So you just never know. Was that right when it happened or what? You just never know. But sometimes a second watch or a third watch makes you go, what was that? We won't really know until they really answer these questions throughout the season and at the reunion. But we shall see. All right. Dewan, I'm going to try and bring you up. I'm going to try this last one. Dewan, are you there?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Kempire. I'm sorry. I don't know why it had me up there twice. But really quickly, I think Chris and Candace are going to get divorced at some point. I really do. And I hate to speak that on anyone's marriage. But it just seems like it gets progressively worse every season. And again, we don't know what happens between closed doors, but they just don't seem, the on-screen chemistry, I don't think I've seen it as a viewer. Maybe others can vouch for it, but I definitely don't see it. And then also with Ashley, I think her and Michael are actually smart to do the LLC move. I would trust in a scenario like that. Michael, he works with Monument Realty, one of the top realty firms in Washington D.C. area. So he obviously knows what he's doing. He actually built and owns the building that they currently live in, the penthouse that they've been living in for the past couple of seasons. And so I think he knows what to do, and I think he's going to protect both of their interests financially because his money is her money and her money is his money. What
his son's money.
Me, though, exactly, the kids, yeah. What confuses me, though, really quickly, with all housewives, why do they act as if they don't get paid for the Real Housewives? For their, even her last night when she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she's like, I don't really know what I'm like, girl, I know you make a cool 1.5 from this show. You know what you have in your bank. So, yeah, it's just odd when they do that. But thank you.
Thank you, Juan. I think that's intentional. I think that's production because I know Andy doesn't like to answer the questions about how much someone's making. And that's also because he doesn't want the other cities talking about how much they're making. But these housewives talk about it. And now that they're all going to be here in New York City at BravoCon, they're all going to be talking about that stuff, behind the scenes stuff. And I'm going to try and listen. Like, what happened? Okay. All right. Last but definitely not least, I'm going to bring up Adrian next to close this out. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, love, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I'm in the mountains, so let me hurry up real quick. So the LLC, everybody keeps talking about, yes, it is very important and very smart to purchase a home in an LLC. That's going to give you the legal protection. It removes your personal liability. So an LLC in the court is treated like its own entity. It's almost treated like a person, right? Mm-hmm. And yes, there are tax benefits doing that. Now, all the deals that I've done and the real estate attorneys I work with tell me that you put the house in an LLC and then you put the LLC inside of a trust. So you get the legal and tax protection from the LLC, and then you get the generational wealth protection from the trust. That's going to make sure that it passes down to your heirs without having to go to probate court. Now, they only have these 2 children, so it probably shouldn't be an issue, but it will be an issue if Michael's older children trying to make a claim to it. So that's why you do that, all right? So that whole thing about Robin making that comment about Charisse being a grand dame, I feel like Karen deserves that because she exudes grand dame energy, and she exudes like elegance, and you would have never known that she grew up on a farm. Charisse exudes, I looked up and married a ball player and now I got money. Giselle, I'm glad she was read for filth by her daughters and by Mia, because I felt like her question, it was phrased in a shady way. It certainly was not concern. It was shade. So I'm glad that she read her for filth. Giselle's house, I forgot who said it earlier, said they saw the vision. I didn't see the vision. I said this before, it looks like a house that was built using new math. It's a bunch of geometry that don't make no sense. Is that I don't understand. There's no architectural continuity. I'm looking at it. I don't understand what I'm looking at. None of it flows together. And here's the thing you got to understand. When you're doing something like that, any type of renovation, she did a complete major renovation. Remember, Candace said she bought a barn in the forest. She bought the cheapest house in the most expensive area she could find. It's not a bad play. But you have to get an architect, engineers, and all those people when you're doing those type of major. I don't know who she got with a license that did that for her. But that's all I had to say.
Thanks,
yeah, that
Adrian.
was it. It wasn't too much. And I said your girl Scala made a cameo. I was like, oh, wait till Kempire see this.
I can't stand y'all. Y'all all were thinking about me when y'all saw a Scala.
I know. I had to bring her up. I know.
Thank you, Adrian.
Okay, love.
Take care.
I'll let you go. Have a good one. Go get some meat.
Thank you. Adrian always comes in with some really great information. But again, guys, the information provided here is not information that you should go run away with Kempire said or Adrian said. Please consult your own attorney and real estate attorneys and things like that. Just a reminder, okay? All right. And we're back. Okay. Thank you to everyone that called in, and thank you to everyone that tried to be brief. I understand you're passionate, and I love your passion. I love it when you guys call in. Don't take it that I don't want to hear what you have to say. I do, but I want to make sure I get to everyone. I really try to get to all of the callers. So we appreciate everyone trying to be concise and to the point and shady. Okay? Okay. Final thoughts. The preview for next week seems interesting. We're still at this party. We're going to see Katie. Katie's going to make an appearance. We're going to see Sharice. Sharice is definitely an official friend of. We also get to see Jacqueline. I don't know what's happening between Mia and Jacqueline, how we've come to this place, but here we are. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. I want to know your thoughts. What did you think of the episode? How would you rate the episode? And don't forget to let me know where you're watching from and that you're part of the replay crew. We love the replay crew too. You get love too, replay crew. Guys, we will be live again at 5:30 p.m. Eastern for our Married to Medicine recap. Married to Medicine is still bringing it. I don't care what anyone says. They are still bringing it, and I'm enjoying it. So we're going to talk more about it later. So let me save my voice and go get me something to eat. We're going to get out of here, guys. Have a great rest of your evening and afternoon, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right? Bye. Get out of here. Let me get out of here. This video is sponsored by Scentbird. So you guys know any sponsors that we bring here to the channel, I have to feel connected to it. I have to feel like our audience is going to be connected to this sponsor. So I'm really excited about this collaboration with Scentbird. First of all, let me tell you something. As a kid, one of my favorite things to do was to collect, remember those little scent samples that people would give you? Look, I didn't grow up with a lot, so having my own sort of smell good cologne was my favorite thing to do. And then I had to think to myself, not too long ago, in corporate America, I still would save samples of colognes and things like that. Like, oh, one day I'm gonna get one of these colognes. So when Scentbird reached out to collaborate, I said, say less, because I have heard about them for years. And I'm so excited to bring them to you and into your life, because smelling good also helps you feel good. And let's be honest, it's cuffing season, so you need to smell good to find that special person in your life. So what exactly is Scentbird? So Scentbird is a subscription service that's only $17 a month, where you're able to get some of your favorite brands like Versace, Prada, Burberry, and so many others. So they sent me some of my favorites. So let's take a look at what exactly they sent us. So before we get into the packaging, first of all, Scentbird sends you a 30-day supply, so you're able to try out some of your favorite brands before you decide on getting a big bottle. I wish I had this as a kid, just saying. I wish I had this as a young adult. I wish I had this in my 20s. Anyways, so let's take a look at what I got this month. First of all, Dolce & Gabbana, the one for men. We've got Michel Germain, Paris, Sexual Noir. Cuffing season, I keep telling you. Prada Luna Rosa. All right. Versace Dylan Blue Pour Homme. All right, you already know me in the pronunciations. All right, Burberry Brit for Men. All right, enough of this. So, okay, just take a look at the packaging of this. High quality. You know I'm a little, uppity. All right, so it's very easy to use. Okay, lock, open, and then I have so many options right now, but I can't tell you which ones. Oh wait, the Sexual Noir might be my fave, y'all. So let me tell you what's in it. This is how they describe the Sexual Noir. They said mysterious, European, sexy. Sexual Noir tempts and captivates with a European, daring, masculine charisma. Okay, so bergamot is in it, cardamom, lavender, and sweet tobacco, and tonka bean are in this scent. I love this one. This might be my new favorite. But here's the thing. They have perfumes, they have colognes, and they have unisex options as well. This Dolce & Gabbana, the one for men, this is also another fave, but I could see women also loving this one as well. All right, so some of what's in this one, amber's in this one, tobacco, who knew? Ginger, grapefruit, and cardamom. Guys, don't forget, you can get all of this as well with Scentbird with their subscription service, but don't forget to use the discount code KEMPIRE for 55% off of your first month. For more details, be sure to check out the description of this video so that you can get your subscription service with Scentbird. Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring this video. I am in love with these colognes and I'm looking forward to wearing them during cuffing season. For more information, be sure to check out the description. Once again, thanks to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the links in the description box and use my code KEMPIRE to get 55% off of your first month.